Hello, everybody. Hey, today I'm going to go over the 1/18th scale DeeRC little truck. They sent this to me to do a review. They're not looking at it before I post it, so whatever it is whatever it is. I'll put a link to it in the description below. I used the charger that came with it, and it charged the battery just a little bit hot. It's got a little green light that blinks, and when it's done, it goes solid, and it charged the battery to 4.21 and 4.25 per cell. So it's a little bit hot. Now, I ran the thing for 7 minutes, and it was at 4.01 and 4.05 after 7 minutes. So you probably got at least a good 20 minutes of runtime on this. Anyway, it's a nice toy grade entry level RC car, and rather than me tell you everything that's in the video, let's just go ahead and get started on the video. All right, here's another little guy. 18th scale. Says Sandy Land. I don't know. We'll see. Flip this over. Got a. This was sent to me by DeeRC. They've got a phone number here if you want to call them. Got a website here if you want to look them up. And what we've got in this box is a 1/18 scale. It says 25 miles an hour. That's pretty fast for a little guy. 2.4 gig radio, rechargeable battery, 4-wheel drive, 20 minutes maximum driving time. Little cars tend to have a little bit more driving time than the big cars do with the smaller batteries, which charge a little quicker. Let's get this out of the box and see what it looks like. That was a lot of stuff in that tiny little box. Got your owner's manual. Says you can extend the warranty. QR code if you want to hit that with your camera. It should take you to their Facebook page. Cautions of the battery. If you're new to RC, these are kind of handy to go through. You've got your exploded version of the car here. All of the parts. I like it when they give you the part numbers because you can look all that up. It may take a while to get the parts in. Shows you where all the parts go, but all the parts appear to be at least they're numbered. And as far as availability, I haven't looked any of them up. So I would go through that if you're new to RC. Tells you that there is a plastic cover on here, which is pretty standard. You get a little thin plastic film on there. Personally, I leave it on there until I get the hang of the car, and it saves me a few scuffs here and there. Once it starts looking kind of ragged, then I'll go ahead and peel it off. And we got a bag of goodies here. See what's in our bag of goodies. Looks like a charger with a 2 amp input. You can get 1,000 milliamp output, so 1 amp's out. Actually should charge the battery fairly fast on this car. And then we've got, looks like some extra wheel nuts and some extra screws. I don't know what those go to, and the extra body pins. That's nice. Little screwdriver and a actual metal 4-way. So let's get the body pins off and look and see what we got on the inside. Okay, this actually has a little LiPo in there. Looks like a retainer clip comes out of here, and then this brace pops up and your battery comes out. We'll see what this is. I'm guessing somewhere around 850 to 1,000 milliamp. That is 850 milliamp. So there you go. And so 20 minutes of runtime. It's a pretty light vehicle, so it doesn't take a whole lot. Has a 5-wire servo. Your on and off switch is right here. Has a little heat sink on the motor, and that looks like a 390-ish. See if I can find it in the manual. Okay, this has, it appears, a 380 motor in it, and they've got a couple of upgrade options. There's a, I don't know which one this comes with. There's a 14 and a 17 tooth pinion available. There is an 1100 milliamp hour battery available. So there are some upgrade parts for this thing. Hey, I forgot to throw this in there a few minutes ago. This has proprietary hexes, but they are 12 millimeter, and it has bushings rather than oil bearings. But with the 12 millimeter hex, you can throw some more tires on here. Same front and rear. They don't use pins. It uses a proprietary hex. Looks like we have metal drives on both sides, but the differential cups are plastic. And of course, no shocks, just coil over springs with a little alignment rod in there. Or pogo sticks is, I like to call them pogo sticks. A lot of people call them pogo sticks. Some people call them friction shocks. There is no friction there, so that's a pogo stick. Anyway, it's a spring. As light as this thing is, it's going to be a little bouncy, but one thing I like about the little bitty tiny guys, you can just throw this in a bag somewhere, take it with you practically anywhere, run it practically anywhere. It doesn't need a lot of room. Plastic chassis, plastic arms. No adjustment on the tie rods, but it doesn't appear that there's any excessive toe on the front or rear. Everything looks pretty darn straight to me. So we'll have to put it on the street and see how it handles. But everything I'm seeing for what this is and for what it costs, I think this is a pretty good little deal for its intended market. Well, let's see what we have in this battery. .97, 3.98. It's a little bit hot for a storage charge, but it's balanced well. Let's see what they're doing. Okay, yeah, they're charging it through the balance port. Well, that's good. All right, let me put a charge in this, and while that's charging, we'll take a look at the radio. All right, the warning says don't pull the trigger during connection. I'm guessing they don't want the car to run away. I don't know. It's got a, actually got a foam grip on the wheel. Feels good. It didn't say in the box, but I mean, this isn't a click switch, so it should be proportional. It says that it's got a speed switch, so it has low and high speed, and then you got a steering trim, a little light to tell you when it's on, and there's your on and off. See what we use for batteries. Three AA batteries. So I'll get this thing charged up, put some batteries in it, and we'll go see what it looks like on the road. All right, it's time for 3 AA's. Okay, we'll give this little guy a test drive. Turn on the radio. Don't touch the trigger. Turn on the car. Looks like right away we got to trim this. And the trim was turned off center by quite a bit. That looks fairly close. And I'm going to turn the speed all the way down to start this thing off. It's a little bitty guy, but easy to carry. All right, that's what the speed turned all the way down. So that's, I don't know, 4 or 5 miles an hour, 3 or 4. What'd you say, babe?
Pretty slow.
Pretty slow, yeah. All right, I'm gonna turn the speed. What looks like about halfway up. I'm going to turn it all the way up. Well, I'm going to say that's not 25 miles an hour. That might be 25 kilometers per hour. It's fairly nimble. Doesn't seem to turn over much. So I think this is a good starter vehicle for somebody. And you see when I hit the little manhole cover, it's kind of bouncy. And if you miss it, it's not quite so bouncy. I hear a neighbor start a car, so go see what he's going to do. Yeah, I think this would be a good starter car for somebody. I think also I'll probably carry this in my truck with me because I can get out there and have a little bit of fun without getting too crazy and without having to require a lot of room to run the thing. Now, I'll say when I did the charge on it a little bit ago, I used the charger that they supplied, and it charged the battery a little bit hot. It did one cell at 4.21 volts and the other cell at 4.25 volts. And that's a little bit hot. It took about 20 minutes or so to charge the thing up, and there's a green light that blinks while it's charging and goes off when it's charged. So what I would recommend is that you just monitor the voltage pretty close. And the difference between charging these things up to a full 4.2 and 4.18 is so minimum. I mean, that 4.2 bleeds off so quick. So just monitor the thing until you can get a better charger. But overall, I'm going to say I'm pretty happy with this for what it is and what I plan to do with it. I think it's going to be great. I can throw this in my truck and just leave it in there permanently. The tires are a little, on the firm side, a little plasticky, but for this kind of vehicle, I think that's probably a good match. So anyway, if you're interested in some other different vehicles, I've got a playlist on the 144001. I'll stick it up here somewhere, and or stick it in one of the boxes, and you kind of, I think it'll be right down here, as a matter of fact. But that's a pretty good little car. I've got the 124018. I've done a test drive on it, and I haven't done the test drive on the 124019 yet, but that one's coming up. DeeRC, in addition to this car, sent me a little FPV car. So I'll be doing the FPV car really quick, I hope. We have nice weather today, supposed to snow again tomorrow, so I don't know how much snow we're going to get, but keep an eye out for that one. If you want to see that one, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, and you get a notification when I do get a chance to post it. So catch you guys down the road. Appreciate it, and check out some of these other videos.